This is another interview with XCRT. Michael O'Shea is here with us, the CEO. I'm going to go ahead and give a brief safe harbor statement before we get started. Our discussion may include predictions, estimates, and other information that might be considered forward-looking. These forward-looking statements represent the company's current judgment on what the future holds. They are subject to risks and uncertainties that could cause actual results to differ materially. You are cautioned not to place undue reliance on these forward-looking statements, which reflect opinions only as the date of this presentation. Please keep in mind that the company is not obligated themselves to revise or publicly release the results of any revision to these forward-looking statements in light of new information or future events. Throughout today's discussion, we will attempt to present important factors relating to the company's business that may affect any predictions. And with that, welcome Michael O'Shea.
Good afternoon, Ryan. Thanks for having us back again.
Yeah, no problem at all. It's nice to have you guys back. So just to get to where we were before, we last spoke August 2nd, and we talked about all sorts of updates at that point when it came to the FAANS program, additional patents that were supposed to be coming our way by the end of the year. And I know you have some updates for us if you want to let us know what you got.
Yeah, by all means. We've been quite busy, mostly behind the scenes, with trying to progress our business plan. And I think most importantly, you had mentioned our FAANS program, which is a AI-aided medical interface for people starting in Tanzania to have much more medical contact. And to that end, we expect during the first or second week of December to go live with a test mode on two modules, our cardiac module and neurological module, in the largest hospital in Tanzania. And we expect those tests to run for about 60 days. And if successful, those, along with the balance of our program, should go live definitely in the first quarter of next year. So we're really excited about that. We've Dr. Dilan Ellegala, who is our program head and living now in Tanzania, has had a number of meetings with government folks, with health ministries, and everybody's on board and anxious to see us get this up and running. And of course, from a business standpoint, it's been a year and a half in the making, and we expect that successful tests will allow us to start producing revenue and expanding throughout other, at least East African countries. So that's one of the most exciting things we have going on right now. We have also been doing a lot of work. We touched on the last time we spoke about a surgical drill that we have gotten a couple of patents filed on now, and some licenses using new materials and new technology. And we have constructed a couple of prototypes, installed micro cameras on them, micro meaning less than 3 millimeters in size, and laser distance measuring. And we've run initial lab tests, and the results have been excellent. Dr. Ellegala is working with Dr. Anja Glisovic in Germany on refining a few things, but we're hopeful that during the first quarter of next year, we may be able to take it to some testing based on either cadaver labs or perhaps even some human testing. So again, we're progressing in that area.
Yeah, that's great news. That's really good news. And if I recall correctly from our last conversation, Mr. Ellegala was actually going to return to Arizona to complete some studies with that tooling. I want to say in October. Did that actually occur?
In fact, it did, and that led to the latest iterations in terms of, we had some adjustments had to be made on the cameras and the images without getting completely into the details, which are over my head as well. There's different reactions when you're working in, say, a a blood environment where some color changes and adjustments had to be made in some of the images and whatnot. But it is a process, and we've made those changes now, and he'll be getting ready to have an associate of his go and test that again in the next couple of weeks. So we are, continually making progress. And also, while he was back here, he worked with the ADVI Now folks to tweak some of the software on our Alpha-Sasa project, and that allowed him to be able to go so far as to implement at least the first 2 modules during the month of December. So once we actually start it, we plan on announcing it, but at this point, that is the plan.
Yeah, that's great news. As far as the 4 patents that we were expecting by year's end, how are those coming along?
We're doing well. We've got 2 that are ready to be filed, and 2 others that we're doing some final work on. We recently signed an NDA with a major university that we had met with, and they're interested in their biomedical engineering department is interested in working with us on this drill, and they should round out 1 or 2 of the other patents. We've also been working on expanding the patents that we've acquired from HS Pharmaceutical in terms of the scope of the patent and the countries in which they're approved. And to that end, we've done several other filings, I'd say 2 weeks ago, on European patents that should come through in the near future as well. And also, I think one of the things we had touched on the last time was potentially looking at using some of the bases for those patents to develop some over-the-counter products, and we're actually negotiating with a distributor at this time to explore what markets might be available to us to use that on a consumer basis rather than just on a prescription basis.
Yeah, I mean, it all sounds like great news, and it sounds like you guys are making great forward progress. And on the financial side of things, last time we talked, I just want to confirm that we're still in the same spot. So all the partners in the company, no one's taking salaries. Everybody's been compensated with shares only. So no salaries, there's no overhead, there's no office rental, and no debt. Is that still the same?
Yeah, that is still exactly the same. And our last biannual filing showed that. And of course, the audits for this year at December 31st will show the same. One of the things that slowed us a bit is a problem that I guess a lot of people face is trying to close out our Reg A funding. And that's been stalled a bit. But we've been doing a workaround, and everybody has contributed some more funding. And like I said, Dr. Ellegala is doing what he can to get at least the first couple of modules rolled out in the next few weeks. But yeah, other than that, nothing has changed, and we don't anticipate that that'll be any different until we're well into a productive revenue stream.
All right, very good. Do you have anything else to add?
At this point, not really. As I said, we're sometimes people will ask us about the news or press releases, and we're really trying to work behind the scenes to complete the business plan and the rollout that we had announced a year and a half ago. And we think internally we're making huge strides on that, and hopefully those efforts and whatnot will show over the coming 6 months. I think we're about ready to turn the corner on those items.
Well, yeah, it sounds like you guys are making great headway, and you know, it's unfortunate the market is where it's at, but you know, that'll come around too, and you know, everybody will be recognized for their hard work. I really feel that.
Well, I think so, and we really appreciate the support we've had from our shareholders. We have a pretty broad base of publicly held shareholders, and they seem to be sticking with us and waiting as we are internally to bring this to fruition. Finally, we're looking forward to 2023 being a very good year for the company.
Yeah, definitely. I certainly hope so. And you know, with that, Michael, I appreciate your time, and unless there's anything else to add, I think we're good here.
No, we are, and again, I appreciate the opportunity to talk about the company, and look forward to doing so again with hopefully some exciting news the next time we talk.
No, this is all great news, and yeah, anytime you would like to speak and get the word out, we're happy to do so, and you know, we'll definitely get recorded, and so the broader base out there can get the message as well. So, thank you very much for your time, sir.
Okay, thank you.